Your reasons for listening to the show, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuttle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen.
Get ready for your daily dose of Tuttle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuttle. Tuttle in Florida.
From the Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuttle Daily Podcast.
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuttle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of the Tuttle Daily Podcast. Hope you guys are enjoying your day so far. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tuttle. All the podcasts that I do, as well as the live streams that I do at 11 a.m. and at 8 p.m., you can check those out at youtube.com/Tuttle. If you haven't already done it, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as that bell button, because when you hit that bell button, you're going to get alerted to any time I go live or I upload any new content. I like to interact with you guys. I'm in the process of actually really, this time, building my studio here in the shed. It's completely cleaned out. I've already got some of the padding in there, the insulation, so the sound will be really, really good. If you guys want to be able to get a hold of me, because I can't take phone calls right now, you can email me, tuttle@gmail.com. That's Tuttle with two D's, TUDDLE@gmail.com. Or you can leave me a voicemail, 407-270-3044. I ended up doing a show today with Sirach, the host of the Weekly Review. Just search him, SERAK. It's on Facebook. If you wanna find him on Twitter, Sirach the Mic. He's just very, very easy to find. But we got into a conversation today, and I just threw up some questions. You know how I talked about catching all types of hell from the transgender community because I was standing up for Dave Chappelle's right to be able to say that he wants to say. And then, a lot of people want to come at me and say, oh, well, that's not how the First Amendment works. The only way that the First Amendment works is if the government is trying to limit your speech. No. That's not the truth. That's not the case. Guess what? The government not stepping in to tell Dave Chappelle that he can't say what he's saying, even though they're not doing anything about it, that is the First Amendment. All of you people out there that don't agree with me, don't play semantics with me, because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to win. It's not going to end up good for you to be able to come at me. Once again, do I support? I completely 100% support the transgender community. And the sad thing is that the transgender community does not want my support, because I also support Dave Chappelle's right to be able to say what he wants to say. And also at the same time, people, they get a little choosy about what they want to remember. But what about Daphne? Daphne, the comedian that opened up for him, that's a big deal to be able to open up for Dave Chappelle. And she defended him, and her own community turned against her, and she ended up killing herself. And don't act like I don't know what that is, because let me refresh your memory. In September of 2019, I tried to kill myself because I was a victim of childhood trauma. So I don't want to hear you guys coming at me and saying, oh, you don't understand this, you don't understand that. No, look, I'll never be able to understand what the transgender community goes through. I'm never going to be able to understand that. But, you also got to understand, Dave Chappelle is a black man. Dave Chappelle is a black guy that has, probably had to deal with racism and stuff like that. But the reason that I'm talking about that is today, when I was talking with Ciroc, I brought up the fact, because we were talking about John Gruden, Coach Gruden, from the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders, resigning because he got caught saying some really bad things, which, once again, I do not support at all. But I also brought up the fact that they removed him from the Ring of Honor. And I was like, well, okay, isn't that a little hypocritical? Because one of the other guys that is in the Ring of Honor is Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp is a part of the Ring of Honor. And guess what? You know what Warren Sapp has done? He has he's broken laws. He's committed crimes. He got caught in an altercation with a bunch of hookers because he didn't want to pay the price that they wanted, even though, he was paying for sex. Crime number one committed. Number two, getting into an altercation with a bunch of females. Me too all day, buddy. And he was fired immediately. Guess who is in the Ring of Honor? Warren Sapp. The Bucks and the Glazer family wants to act all high and mighty, but look at some of the other people you have on the team at the moment. You got Antonio Brown, boom, boom, Me Too movement. He masturbated on some of his masseuses. I don't know if it's like geese or goose. One goose is a goose. A bunch of gooses or a bunch of geeses. So I don't know exactly what the correct term for that is. But then I brought up Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman, I know he doesn't play on the team anymore, but the Bucks kept him. You know what Michael Pittman tried to do? Michael Pittman tried to kill his baby mama or his girlfriend. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that he tried to run her over with his Humvee. Do you want to know some of the emails that and I'm not even going to read the emails because I really can't, because I do everything on my damn phone and I wish that I could. But you know how many people that wanted to tweet at me or DM me or email me and say that, oh, Tuttle, you're a racist. You're a racist because guess what? You're defending John Gruden, but the three guys that you're using as an example are African Americans. Is that really where we've gone to in this country, that I can't even bring up a fact about, just us as human beings, just as us as people, that I was comparing the two, that even though John Gruden didn't commit any crimes, it was despicable, some of the things that he said. But guess what? John Gruden didn't commit any crimes. Those three people that I just talked about all committed crimes, and the Bucks had absolutely no problem. One of them is in the Ring of Honor. One of them is still playing on the team. The guy had an 80-yard touchdown because I was at the game this weekend against the Miami Dolphins. And he's on the team. And then you got Michael Pittman that tried to kill his wife with his Hummer. So where this is not a white or black thing. This is a what does the Tampa Bay Buccaneers think about it or not? That's all that I'm questioning. But no, guess what? With the environment that we're in right now, I'm getting called and I'm getting singled out for being racist or whatever. No, I'm not even gonna pull that card out that I got tons of black friends and stuff, because it's just gonna dig me deeper in a hole. And a lot of people are probably like, "Well, Tuttle, why were you?" No, I'm talking about this. I'm bringing this up freely to be able to defend myself. If that was my intentions, do you really think that I would actually talk about that right now? And I would like to hear your opinions. I gave out how you can contact me at the beginning of the show. You can email me, Tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with 2 Ds, TUDDLE@gmail.com. Or you can leave me a voicemail, 407-270-3044. All right, let me get into some new content. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're just rehashing what you talked about earlier. This is something that I really, really am behind for two reasons, okay? One, we have a lot of better things to do in our state. We are at a deficit right now because of the pandemic and the taxes that we haven't gotten, because we don't have a state income tax here. We get all of our money from sales tax, from all the tourists that come here to the theme parks and stuff like that. And we got a lot of other bigger problems like the mask mandates, the vaccine mandates, our governor possibly wanting to push a Texas-style abortion ban on us Floridians. You know, our waterways are being destroyed every single day. Manatees are about to go on the endangered species list again. And we're now wanting to debate and wanting to change the state bird. You know, like, all right, here, for example, our country, our nation's bird is the bald eagle. I don't know about the other states, but we also have, like, state fruit, state pies. Like, the orange in Florida is our state fruit. State pie is key lime pie. Our song, which is way down upon the Swanee River. And I probably will get in trouble for just singing that song. And I have gone back and read the lyrics on Swanee River. Yeah, it is pretty goddamn racist. It is. I'll admit to you that it is. But why are we changing the state bird? And a lot of people here in Florida don't even know what the hell our state bird is, because in this news story, they go out, they start interviewing people and asking them exactly what Florida state bird is, and they don't even know it. It just shows you how much we do not teach history in our country now, that people don't even know what the hell our state bird is in the state of Florida.
It seems 2022 could be the end of the reign of the mighty mockingbird in Florida.
You will find another mockingjay.
No, not that one.
What's crazy is that the TV news station will be able to get away with playing that little soundbite from the Hunger Games, and I'll probably end up getting demonetized on YouTube just because they played that. But I also hate when these news stories that they do, and I'm just as guilty. But the reason that I'm talking about this news story is, like, I want to make fun of it. I'm like, isn't there bigger and better things that we could be covering on the local news? And our lawmakers are wanting to take up a lot of precious time. You guys do realize that the taxes, well, we don't pay a state income tax, but what I'm trying to say is that if you are a homeowner or whatever, you're paying taxes to pay for school or property taxes and stuff like that. So technically you are paying for some of their salaries, and this is what they're wanting to discuss. They're wanting to discuss, and they're wanting to change what the state bird is, which has been the state bird, I think, since the 1920s, from the mockingbird to something else.
This one. The common mockingbird, holding the title of Florida's state bird since 1927, though many don't seem to know it.
Is it some type of hawk?
Flamingo.
Why do you think it's the flamingo?
I thought that because it's on the lottery.
All right, that right there just, it depresses me. It makes me sad as a Floridian. It makes me sad as an American that You know how many times I've talked about going up to the Sunoco and having to wait and wait and wait because every white trash piece of crap that instead of, saving their money, God, I am really sounding like a conservative as of late. So any of you guys that have been calling me libtards, guess what? I'm in my conservative phase right now. I guess that I am in my conservative phase. But that you want to know why a lot of the Floridians, it just shows you that we are such poor white trash in the state of Florida that we're out buying lottery tickets and instead of like saving up our money, because it is like a white trash gambling savings plan. That's exactly what the lottery was. The lottery was made, it was a big shell game when it came to the lottery. Everybody was like, oh, the Florida lottery is going to bring in way, way more money for the public schools and stuff. No, yeah, it did. It's paying for the public schools. Guess what? It's not bonus money. It's not extra money that's coming in to the public schools to be able to pay for extra things that we need. No, guess what? They took away money from school funding, and then they replaced it with the Florida lottery. And not a lot of people know that. But that just shows you how much people piss away on the Florida lottery, that they think that the Florida state bird is a flamingo, which is not a native species of the state of Florida, as far as I know.
That's where Senator Jeff Brandes comes in.
I have for years thought that the state bird being the mockingbird make no sense.
If you didn't get that name, that is Jeff Brandes. I don't even know where he's from, what district he represents, but Jeff Brandes, you know what? You need to get F'd. Like really, you should F off, if I'm just being honest, because guess what? There's a lot more things we need to worry about here in the state of Florida than what the F our state bird is. Are you really effing kidding me that we're going to waste lawmakers' time and money? Well, they're not wasting their money, they're wasting our money. That we're going to debate what look, I've always been from the school of, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And to be honest, what does it even really matter what the hell our state bird is? What the hell does it matter that our state pie is, which is key lime? Or what the hell does it matter that our state fruit is orange? It doesn't really matter. You know what it matters? The lobbyists that are putting money in the politicians' money to sell more oranges, key lime pies, and I don't even know how people make money off of the Florida state bird. But if I'm being honest, let's be honest. Let's look at this. The mockingbird. The mockingbird acts like something else. My good friend, well, I think of my friend. I'm gonna retract and say my good friend, but a friend of mine, Billy Corbin, the documentarist that did all the South Florida documentaries and stuff. He has this great quote: "Florida is a sunny place for shady people to hide." I think the mockingbird that's pretending to be other birds, that is kind of just like acting like it's something else. I think it's the perfect state bird for the Sunshine State, if I'm just being honest.
The St. Pete Republican pushing to repeal the mockingbird with this bill. He'd like to replace it with something more Floridian.
Maybe in the 1920s, when everybody was living inland and not on the coast of Florida, that was the bird. But it ain't the bird anymore.
Yep, that's a politician saying, that ain't the bird anymore. Bird, bird, bird. Bird's a word. Bird, bird, bird. Bird's a word. Bird. Yeah, you know what? Go F yourself, buddy. Like, I wish, I've never lived in St. Pete. I've only lived in Tampa. I've only lived in Clearwater. But I'm telling you right now, if I was able to vote, man, I would kick your ass out immediately, because this is just a big waste of time. This is just a guy that's trying to troll everybody. The guy that's just saying, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. I want to change the state bird. Yeah, how about we fix the homeless problem? How about we fix the fentanyl problem? All the people dying of opioids and stuff like that. Let's worry about that first, and then we can go back to the debate on what the state bird should be. I'm just saying.
Just what the bird should be is open to suggestions. Brandis regularly tweeting about it and sharing links to a petition and bird nomination page.
Do you have any recommendations?
For the bird?
Yeah.
The flamingo.
Rep. Sam Killebrew and Senator Tina Polsky have another idea. They too filing bird bills to put the Florida scrub jay atop the pecking order.
All right. I don't even remember what those names are, but look, this is all on demand. You can go back and you can listen to this all you want to. But guess what? Those people, they all need to be voted out as well, too. Because they're getting in on this whole, let's replace the mockingbird that has been around since the 20s to the scrub jay? What the? Like, I so want to curse these people out. Like, I want to go, and I want to go, next time I'm over in the Tampa St. Pete area, I want to go find this guy, and I want to ask him, like, dude, are you serious? Are you serious? Do you see that bum across the street pooping in a park and wiping his ass with the comics from the Sunday newspaper? Yeah, let's worry about why that guy's doing that instead of worrying about what the hell is going on or what our state bird is. I think the mockingbird is actually pretty goddamn cool. I love impressionists. Doesn't everybody love, I was talking about John Gruden. Who's the guy that does all the, what the hell is his name? Once again, can't remember. Anyways, the guy that does the John Gruden impersonation. Everybody loves an impressionist. I think it's kind of cool that we got a bird that mocks and can just impersonate any other bird out there. I think that's pretty goddamn cool.
Now, to be fair, the mockingbird does have supporters, like well-known gun lobbyist Marion Hammer. In a recent op-ed, she called it a, quote, well-established, independent, prolific bird that has never needed government protection or our tax dollars to survive.
Jesus Christ, what is going on with me? Like, I know what I'm about to say is going to be very conservative sounding, but I also like to call the media out when they try to be sneaky about what their political affiliation is. But seriously, what does being a gun lobbyist have anything to do with the vote of what the Florida state bird should be? I'm asking questions, people. It's funny that I can't even say what I want to say half the time, but guess what? I gotta worry about it. I gotta worry about being pigeonholed. I gotta worry about like people thinking that I'm conservative or I'm liberal or I'm independent. No, I hate all the politicians. They're all a bunch of scumbag, trash people. And this whole news story just proves what type of people the politicians are, that they're wasting their time. And I know, like, it's hypocritical. Once again, I'm talking about this story, but at the same time, I think they need to be called out. That's the reason I'm talking about this story. The media and the politicians, like, there are better things that the media could be covering. And there's also other bigger and better things that the politicians should be looking at besides what the state bird is.
But Brandis isn't buying it.
Why is the northern mockingbird the state bird of the southernmost state?
ready to push for change when lawmakers return to tally to roost in January.
That's the sound of me puking from that horrible, god-awful pun that reporter just made. And for that politician, I will back up. The point that you made only backs up more that the mockingbird should be, and always should be, the state bird of Florida. Because guess what? What comes down during the wintertime? Northerners. We call them snowbirds here in the state of Florida. And what does the northern mockingbird do? The northern mockingbird migrates down to the most southern state. So, all those people that come down here to escape the cold, harsh winters of up north, I think the mockingbird perfectly represents what happens every October, November, December, January, February, until it starts to warm up north. The snowbirds all come down here. So you know what? I haven't been cursing, but these politicians need to get fucked. I don't want you guys to think that I'm turning into all these other radio hosts that just love to talk about a female teacher hooking up with a male student. No. I've talked about this. I am a survivor of childhood trauma. Trauma is trauma, but there are stigmas. There is a double standard, which really, really does suck. But there is a stigma when it comes to, like, for example, I'll give you an adult male and a younger adolescent male. Because it does confuse you as a younger male adult about your sexuality when you are, like, molested or taken advantage of by a male, like, authority. But this next story that I'm going to talk about is a 15-year-old boy and a 40-something-year-old teacher. Now, the big twist on this whole thing is that the teacher is now pregnant. And a lot of people are jumping to conclusions because she is married. So we really, really don't know if it is her husband's baby or it's the student's baby. But I also don't want you to think I'm one of those radio hosts that says that, oh, it's okay if a female teacher, has sex with a male student. No. It's all molestation. It is. But I will also admit that one is worse than the other. Like a male on female or a male on a young child, boy, is way worse than a male student with an older female student. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people. Look, I admit, pedophiles, for my UK listeners, it's all pedophilia. It really, really is. Because if you're under the age of 18, you cannot garner consent. But let me ask you this, though. Why do some back in the day, a lot of people used to get a pass. Elvis Presley. I know I'm going to catch a lot of heat with this. Elvis Presley was a pedophile. Jerry Lee Lewis, the piano player, pedophile. Because they all, hell, Jerry Lee Lewis might even be worse. That's pedophilia and incest. I mean, that's a 2-for-1 special. 2-piece biscuit special when it comes to that. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a difference. Molestation is molestation, but there is different levels of molestation if that makes sense in what I'm talking about.
I'm outside of Hyrie Calvi's home. I knocked on the door earlier. A young man answered the door, simply saying no comment. There was no indication that Calvi was home.
You know, the news has to protect minors. They're not allowed to interview minors or anybody under the age of 18 without the consent of their parents. So I wonder if because the guy did make it apparent that it was a younger adult not adult, just a younger person that answered the door. So could this have been the student in question that had this sexual affair with the older teacher? I'm just asking questions. I'm not making accusations or anything like that. I'm just asking questions. Could this have been, because, you're going to find out later in the story that the teacher is pregnant. And we still don't know who the father of the baby is.
The 41-year-old teacher facing a slew of charges after being released from jail earlier today.
Miss Calvi, what do you have to say about the allegations against you?
Shielded by an umbrella, her head covered with a black blanket. Hyrie Calvi was released from jail early Saturday morning.
And I've never really understood the whole perp walk thing. There are some of those, true, just dumbass gangster wannabes that want to act hard, and they'll be they will talk to the media. But, seriously, what do you think that this teacher that is most likely impregnated by one of her students is going to say? She ain't going to say, she's not going to say a damn thing to you. Seriously. You're just wasting your time. I know that I covered the Casey Anthony trial and all that stuff, and I rarely got a response out of any of them. So, like I said, I'm just as guilty as them. But what do you expect for this teacher? She's covered up by an umbrella, a jacket, and all this stuff. Of course she's not going to answer any of your questions, dumbass.
The 41-year-old teacher accused of sex crimes with a 15-year-old boy. Police also confirming she is 8 months pregnant.
Whose child are you pregnant with?
I'm not going to speculate as to whose child it is.
Calvi, a teacher at John I. Smith K-8 Center in Doral, was tutoring a former student, now in high school.
Yeah, I got to tell you, whenever the reporter said K-8 school, it just made it sound a lot worse than what I previously thought it was. Now I'm looking back on it. I'm not going to be one of those radio guys who's going to be like, oh, you can't rape a male. No, you kind of can, especially when you're in a place of power like this teacher was. And when you're a male, your hormones, look, women develop and mature quicker than men do, but men, like boys, teenage boys, they have so many hormones running through their bodies that it's like they don't even know what to do with it. So yes, any older woman that is halfway decent looking, they're going to be like, hell yeah, count me in all day. I'm down for all types of tutoring sessions that you want to give me. Matter of fact, what if this is the way that we actually get our students here in the United States to actually start, caring about their grades, caring about their studies? Because, if some of the teachers were giving out, handies or blowies, if you know what I'm talking about, maybe our students might be paying a little bit more attention when it comes to schoolwork.
She was arrested after a 7-month-long investigation. Miami-Dade County Public Schools reassigning her during that time.
Hold up. Wait, whoa. This South Florida, county, Dade County, or wherever this is, I swear to God, this sounds like the Catholic Church. It really, really does sound like the Catholic Church. It sounds like they're just like, all right, let's get this teacher out of here. Let's get her to another school district. Let's get her to another parish. You know, if we're talking religious type sayings. So what I'm trying to say is that, I mean, goddamn, is the county school boards, are they actually turning into just as worse as the Catholic Church? These are just questions I'm throwing up there. I still stand by what I was saying, that there is a difference when it comes to molestation. I mean, molestation is molestation. But there is a stigma, once again, if it is a male, female, or male young boy, than it is young teenage boy, older female teacher. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I condone it. I'm just saying that there is a difference.
Anytime you have allegations of this nature, they're concerned more so when they involve a person who's in a figure of authority.
According to the arrest report, the investigation uncovered nude photos of both Calvi and the student and WhatsApp messages with each of them telling each other, "I love you." The arrest affidavit contains text messages to the boy telling him what to do if he is questioned about their relationship, saying, quote, "Miss Calvi is my tutor. You don't know anything. You are just my friend."
Look, once again, I'm not saying that it's right, but I got to tell you, this is a teacher that is covering all of her bases, that she's like, all right. So, like, little Johnny, if they question you on this is what you're going to say. This is what you're going to do. And we're all going to be on the same page. This sounds like a woman that is smart, that knows what she's doing, and seems like the type of teacher that we might need in our public schools here in the state of Florida.
The student eventually telling investigators they did have sex, but claimed it was consensual and he was not a victim.
When we spoke to him, he denied being a victim. He flat out told us that he was not raped.
Duh. Yeah, of course he was not raped. Like, okay, look, I've always said this. Like, it's possible to rape a woman, but, I mean, if a man is not into it, you cannot rape a man unless you're another man. See what I'm saying? A female cannot rape a man. I will stand by that until the day that I die. Now, once again, in the state of Florida, if you're under 18, you cannot give consent. So even if this guy or this kid says that he was not raped, he was not molested, it's still molestation. It is. In the eyes of the law, it is. Now, like, if I was the father of this son, I might be a little mad. But I'm also going to be like, you know, give me dabs. Give me dabs, boy. You know, good work, bruv. Oi, good luck, bruv. I'm glad what you did there. Because, you know, as fathers, we all would do that. You know that we would. Now, if it was a man doing it to your son, guess what you would want to do? You would want to kill him. Like, you would want to put a bullet in the back of his head. Because there is a double standard. There is a big double standard. But I don't have a problem with that double standard one bit at all.
But I want to point out that under Florida law, a minor cannot give consent.
Now, we were able to talk to some neighbors. They did not want to go on camera, but they did call the allegations shocking and horrifying.
Once again, see, I got to cover my ass because of cancel culture. I don't want to be, like, lumped in with these other radio people that were like, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's okay for a young boy to have sex with an older teacher. No, you know what? They're in a place of power. So, yeah, they are taking advantage of it. But, I mean, back to what I was saying with the Florida Mockingbird thing. Isn't there, like, far greater things that we need to worry about besides what our state bird is? And maybe we should start worrying a little bit more about what our students, our children are doing with some of the adult teachers that are employed by our school system in the state of Florida? Yes, exactly. That's all I'm saying. That's my Drop the Mic moment. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Before I go, if you're in the market to buy or sell a home, go check out my buddy, Ian Hanna. Even if you're not looking to buy or sell a house and you know a friend that is, friends, family, coworkers, whatever it may be, Ian Hanna covers the Brevard, Volusia, Flagler areas. He specializes in virtual tours, is a drone footage wizard, because in the state of Florida, your roof is very, very important because of all the hurricanes that we have. So if you know anybody that's in the market to buy or sell a home, or you or yourself are looking to buy or sell a home, check out IanHannaHomes.com. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Hope you guys stay safe, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
And that's the show for today. Thanks for listening to the Tuttle Daily Podcast. Hey, don't be a dickhead. Do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. Also, check out the Tuttle category at 315live.com. The Tuttle Daily Podcast is brought to you by Starfire Transport, StitchYouUp.com, and PocketPairClub.com. Special thanks to show producer Vulture and co-host Sirach. Show voiceover services brought to you by JCVoiceover.com and The Little Cheese Show. Download and subscribe to The Little Cheese Show everywhere podcasts are found. If you want to help support the show, go to paypal.me/TuttleOnTheRadio. You have something you want to say? Tuttle@gmail.com or leave a voicemail at 407-270-3044. To follow all Tuttle social media, go to Tuttle.net. That's Tuttle with 2Ds.net. Thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Tuttle Daily Podcast.
I get ignorant in normal situations.
What you mean?
What the fuck you mean?
What are you talking about?
Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?
Oh, shit.